Thank you for joining us for the CCA pre-tournament press conference. With us today, we have the number 2 seed on the men's side, Chico State. Representing the Wildcats today, we have head coach Greg Klink and student athlete Malik Duffy. Coach, just take me through a little bit about the season that you had this year. You guys fought until the final day of the regular season for the regular season title.
Yeah, we had an outstanding season. We have a tremendous group of student athletes. It's been one of the most enjoyable coaching years that I've had to be able to work with these guys. But the buy-in has been awesome. We've been playing well. I feel like we're playing some of our best basketball down the stretch here, which is nice. So just really, really proud of the group and proud of everything we've accomplished so far, and just trying to continue to get better and take that improvement into the postseason.
Malik, talk to me a little bit about just the opportunity that you have to come into the playoffs. You guys are obviously playing pretty well. Just tell me about going to battle with your teammates and how much this means for you and the guys.
Yeah, I mean, we have a huge opportunity, especially my last year. I'm just, especially gonna definitely give it my all. We have a great opportunity in Humble, and then, to hopefully host the West region. So just really excited to get to do it with the, seniors I've been with here forever, then, the new guys. So it's just been a blast so far. And, we're just, going to give it our all and see how far we can take this.
Fantastic. Coach, Malik, we will come back around, but I want to make sure we open this up to some of the members of the local media. So I'm just going to go around the room, and whoever made it in the room first can get the first question. So Javier, you're up first.
Coach, before I ask you a real question, I just kind of want to double check, ask about Ham. He got kind of hurt there towards the end of the game. Is he good to go, or is there any overlying issues with him?
No, he's a little stiff, but he's fine. Was not a major injury, and he will be back in practice with us. So yeah, he's good.
And, I'll open up this question to both of you. Obviously, back in 2019, 2020, you guys had another phenomenal season. You were literally on the bus to San Diego for the NCAA tournament, and then obviously COVID shut it down. But now you have 9 players returning from that season to this year's team. Can you kind of talk about how you can rely on those 9 players who've been with the program that long going into the playoffs?
Yeah, we have a great core group that had returned with this year, specifically Kevin Warren, Malik Duffy, and Isaiah Brooks were the 3 seniors that came back for their year that they got back from COVID. And we've just relied on them so much, their experience. They've been through all the different experiences from year to year. They know how to win. They know how to lead. But just it's been a very veteran-led group. Colby Orr obviously had a lot of experience playing prior to this year. Josh Hamilton, Kelvin Wright. So we have some guys that have been through the fires together and know how to lead each other, coach each other, and win games.
Thank you. Justin, do you have a question for Coach or Malik?
Yep. Malik, talk about a little bit about overcoming adversity. That first loss you guys had, I know you guys had a lot of pressure going into that. And I know specifically Isaiah talked about not having that home crowd there for that. And that home crowd's been huge for you guys all year long. How's it going to be to go on the road for these playoffs? And does that give you any more kind of motivation to try to host those West Regionals?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think Chico's ever hosted the West region of our basketball program has. So, I mean, there's huge motivation there. Our home crowd is, I think, as I said, like a 6-man for us sometimes. So not having that crowd, definitely hurt. But I think we do a great job, our bench and everyone, our coaches, bring an energy. So, especially on the road and Humble, it's definitely not home court advantage, but I think we'll bring the energy there and, take us far.
When do you feel like was that clicking point that you kind of turned things around after losing a couple down there after that one? It seemed like, I think it was two of three or something like that. But then it seems like you got, like Coach Klink said, down the stretch is when you guys are playing some of your best basketball. When do you think that kind of clicked and how?
I just think, some of the losses we've had this year, in my opinion, I think we as a team, we knew we had it. There's definitely times we could have capitalized and had those wins, but A couple mistakes here and there, and not being consistent throughout the game defensively, is what kind of lost us that game. But we know we can play at that high level of the defense. We've proved it many times this year. So once we had another great win at Cal State LA, and we played really well the second half, that kind of just made us remember who we are as an identity, and took us far.
Mike, do you have a question?
Those one more real quick.
That's
Those two wins against San Bernardino, that number 1 seed, does that give you guys a little confidence extra confidence going into this, knowing you're the number 2 seed, but guess what? Look on our schedule, we got 2 wins over that number 1 seed too.
Yeah, I mean, we know what San Bernardino can do and what they're capable of. I mean, I think they scored like 70 points the second half the other day, but we just got to play our game. We can't think, we beat them twice already. We just have to know it's going to be a dogfight when we play them, if we get the chance to play them again now or the West Region. So we just got to stick to our game plan and, do what we do best. And then, chips will fall in our favor.
I'll pass it on if I get another chance. Cool. If not.
Mike, do you have one? No problem. Yeah, we can come back around. I actually have one quick question then for Malik, since we have a student athlete on the line. I can look at where your stats are. You guys are 3rd in the conference in scoring, 4th in defense, stuff like that. But something that doesn't come in the box score, what do you feel is one of your team's biggest strengths? If I had to say something intangible, what do you feel is one of your team's biggest strengths?
You asking me or you asking Malik?
I was asking Malik, just from that insider, from the student athlete perspective.
I mean, just how well we mesh together. Our chemistry is very strong. I mean, none of us have egos of trying to get ours. We on and off the court, we're all like best friends. So I think that's one thing that you can't. That's not in the box score. It's just how much we trust each other and how much we lean on each other. And we want everyone else to get theirs and not worried about our ego or scoring a whole bunch of points.
Fantastic.
I think this question kind of piggybacks on Danny's. Is Malik, you've been part of teams that have been successful. I think of people like Corey Silverstrom. I think of people like Jalen McFerrin not too long ago. What's different compared to this year's team? Or Greg, if you want to answer that.
I haven't. I think the biggest difference with this year's team is we don't have a ton of depth. The teams that Jalen was on, that Corey was on, there were 13, 14 guys that were on those teams, and they were all good players or developing to be good players. We, because of injuries, we're down to, we've just got an 11th back, but we're down to 10 guys most of the season. And that's not an ideal situation from a depth standpoint, but the 10 guys that were in the rotation all did a great job of buying into their roles all year long. So the difference to me was I wasn't trying to find minutes for guys. We're playing all 10 guys because they deserve to play, and every single one of them has bought into their role. So we haven't had any friction about playing time. And there are guys on this team that want to play more than they've been playing, but they understand their role and they understand who should be playing the bulk of the minutes. And it's all about just winning and playing as good as we can. So Malik talked about the chemistry. The chemistry on this team has been as good as any I've ever coached. And the buy-in from top to bottom, guys buying into their roles from top to bottom has been as good as any group I've ever been involved with.
Fantastic. I'm going to really quickly let Javier, because he only got the first one. Javier, do you have one more? And then Luke, and then Justin.
Yeah. So like they mentioned earlier, obviously the offense is starting to pick up, Coach. What kind of made that? What have you seen from the group that's kind of like, made your offense, start catching fire throughout these last couple of weeks?
Well, we're starting to execute offensively like we're capable of, and there are certain things that our offense needs to do in order for it to be successful. We need to run the floor hard. We need to play with great pace, and we need to attack the paint off post entries and jump stops. And this past weekend, we showed glimpses of doing that. And when we did, we created great shots for ourselves. To me, it's been too inconsistent. I think that at times our offense gets stagnant. We stand around, we throw it into Malik, and we stand around and watch him play, as opposed to moving the ball and getting, more of a consistent attack from 5 guys. When we do that, we create shots for everybody. So that's been the mission. We've gotten better at that, but I still feel like there's room for growth in terms of that offensive scheme of attacking the paint off post entries and jump stops.
Justin?
Maybe Malik and Greg, whoever wants to take this one on. I want to start off with Malik though. Does this year's playoff berth mean a little more? I asked the girls this as well. Having that year off, I know that was hard for a lot of people. You have that year cycle where it goes, you're playing, you're taking time off, then you get revamp up. Kind of skewed things a little bit with last year taking off. Does this year's success, maybe the early success, and now to where you are today, does that mean a little more? Senior year obviously means a lot, but yeah, let's leave it at that for now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely means a lot more. Just, like you said, being a senior, giving it my all, and seeing how far we can take it. But last time we didn't get a chance to prove and show what we can do in the NCAA tournament, and it just got canceled abruptly. And then we had a year off, so it was just like that really was unfortunate. And I know some of the other seniors, that's the main reason why we wanted to come back is to have that senior year, have that senior night, and make a run into the postseason, see how far we can take it, and make history and win something. So definitely means a lot.
Was there any question on coming back, or was that main reason the minute you?
Yeah, there was a 99% chance I was coming back. I was, I definitely wasn't done playing, yeah, I didn't even really think about not coming back. It was kind of just embedded, just what I had to do to, come back.
I would like to answer that too, because for me, it does mean more because of the sacrifice that these guys endured through COVID, but also when you talk about Kevin Warren, Malik Duffy, and Isaiah Brooks, all of these guys could have graduated and gone on to do other things. And they sacrificed not only another year of starting a career, but financially, it's cost them money to come back and play. And I just feel so grateful and excited that we get another opportunity to play in the postseason, to play in the NCAA tournament coming up because of the sacrifice that these guys made. We knew during that COVID year, if we wouldn't have had the COVID year canceled, we had a great team. But to get 3 of the 5 guys that were going to be seniors back and then be able to have the success we've had makes me feel very grateful.
Well, thank you, Coach. Thank you, Malik, for joining us today. Luke, I apologize. We got to go to another press conference, but we just look forward to the opportunity to see you up in Chico. You guys earned that bye, and that was an important bye, as you guys will only have to win 2 of them in Chico versus some of the other teams that would have to win 3. Chico State's first game will be on Friday, March 4th, and it'll be at 5:30 p.m. They will face the winner of the 3-6 matchup, which is San Marcos and Cal Poly Pomona. So we look forward to seeing you guys up there in Arcata and watching it on the CCA network.
Just to confirm, championships 8 p.m. Saturday.
Yes, it is 8 p.m. on Saturday. So
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.